I'm Tanya. I'm an OpenSciEd teacher and facilitator. Today we're going to be able to go through Lesson 9 of the Metabolic Reactions unit. The first time I taught this unit, I didn't realize how important this particular lesson was, but I've since learned that this lesson and the questions that your students are going to create today are what's going to be driving the lessons forward for the remaining parts of the unit. Let's take a peek at how this works. First, we have to think back to how we got here. In Lesson 8, we figured out that body systems are organized in a predictable way, the largest being a system and zooming all the way down into cells. We then used a simulation to see that the height of the villi affect how much food can actually be absorbed in the body. We then remembered that McKenna's villi are flat, and therefore she's unable to absorb the same amount of food as a healthy person, and this is the most likely cause of her feeling ill. At this point, we think we figured out what condition is causing McKenna's sickness. We then decide to review our driving question board to see what questions we've answered and identify questions we still need to figure out. This leads us to wondering about how a problem in one system could be causing problems in other systems within the human body. And this leads us into Lesson 9. Let's take a peek at the lesson at a glance. This is a problematizing lesson that's one day long. There's about 10 minutes of material prep that you would need to do in advance, but there's no hands-on investigation or devices required for students. In addition, there's no related videos that you need to review prior. As you go through this one-day lesson, you'll feel like it could be broken down into two main chunks. The first is at the start of the lesson where you navigate in and review the driving question board with your students. We then review the questions we feel we can't answer based off of evidence from prior lessons and decide we have more questions to add. This leads us to revisiting McKenna's doctor's note, where we figure out we still can't answer all of our questions. This brings us to the second sense-making section, where we figure out that there are symptoms like brain fog and difficulty breathing that we just can't explain yet. This leads us to wonder, how can a problem in one body system cause problems in other systems, and if they are connected in some way? From all of this, we're able to update our driving question board, and we realize that although our evidence and models we've discovered in lessons 1 through 8 can explain most of McKenna's digestive system symptoms, we can't fully explain her symptoms that happen within her other body systems. However, we think those symptoms might be connected to what's happening in her digestive system, but we need to collect some evidence to prove it. There were a few key moments that were called out in the learning plan snapshot. The first key moment shows up in part 2, where we revise our driving question board. Here we are identifying questions we now know the answers to and can explain from evidence. Students are adding new questions they have based off of their experiences so far in the unit, and they are revising existing questions that are already on the driving question board. These questions are sorted into new categories, and students are able to notice the remaining questions are not in the digestive system, but for the most part in other body systems. If this is your first time through this unit, I would suggest previewing the remaining lessons of the unit to see what questions on the driving question board already align with lessons 10 through 14. This will help you know what to be listening for from your students through this part, as well as the next couple of parts, so you're making sure you're adding to the driving question board to elevate the questions that will support the next lessons. Then about halfway through the class period, we reach the second key moment in part 3, where we decide to revisit McKenna's doctor's note, as well as the handout where we mapped her symptoms to her body systems. This is where students really focus in on what symptoms we cannot explain yet based off of evidence that's been collected. This leads us to the third key moment, where we're thinking about and reorganizing our new questions we have. Once we reorganize our driving question board, we can see that most of our new or our previous unanswered questions can fit into one of two larger categories. Those categories are, how can a problem in one body system cause problems in other systems? Or how are these different systems connected? As you move forward through the storyline for the remaining lessons of this unit, you'll see how we are now going to be answering our students' questions related to the remaining symptoms and body systems, overall trying to explain how the human body works. Now, where do we go from here? Now that we've decided on our two new big questions, we think there may be a connection between the digestive system and the other symptoms. Let's take a minute now and talk about some material management tips and tricks. I have a couple of tricks for this lesson. First, since you will be referring back to the driving question board often, make sure it's in a location that all students can see, or if easier, a picture of the driving question board is printed or available digitally for your students to reference throughout the lesson. Second, parts 2 through 4 are an opportunity for whole group scientist circle discussions. And to help facilitate this for students and keep the discussion going, it's important to think and prepare in advance of some sentence starters or back pocket questions you may wish to have ready if the discussion starts to stall. The teacher's guide has several suggestions listed on what to be listening for from students, as well as some prompts you may wish to use to keep the conversation going. Also, since there will be a lot of whole group discussion and sense making happening, make sure to allow some time for independent think first, as well as some partner talk prior to asking students to discuss whole group. This is a great opportunity to have students use discussion sentence starters and response starters to get the conversation going. Finally, Part 2 calls out for the addition of new questions to the driving question board, but students may be generating questions throughout the entire class period, so be open to adding new questions and facilitating discussions in all parts to draw out the questions that will be necessary to move forward through the rest of the unit. In this particular lesson, we are not adding any new word wall words unless your students happen to generate some that you wish to add. In terms of poster management, you will need the handout from Lesson 1 again, and you will also need to have available the driving question board for your students to access. So as I had mentioned at the start, even though it looks like a short lesson with only 7 slides, this is a really important lesson for setting the stage for the remaining parts of this unit. In the next lesson, you will get into answering a question that your students probably decided they still need to dig deeper on, which is how and why is McKenna losing so much weight?